Hey guys, this is Anime Ball Z here, and today we're going to be doing the second part to What If Goku Had the Speed Force. Please like the video if you haven't already and subscribe. It's totally free and you can unsubscribe whenever you want. There's nothing much else I'd like to say in the intro, so without further ado, let's get into the video. The group can't believe what they've just seen. Vegeta has taken out one of his closest friends in an instant, like he didn't even know him. What sort of apathy and ruthlessness are they coming up against here? Vegeta can sense this man's ki, and so can everyone else. They know that he's the only one fit for the job. He steps forward a number of times and makes his stance. Vegeta does the same, and both fighters then dart toward each other. In this moment, Goku's power level lifts to 8,000 and Vegeta's is at its usual 18,000. Somehow, Goku is still the faster out of the two. Vegeta flies at Goku while the latter explodes forward in long, fast strides. He swivels to arrive behind Vegeta and kicks him down in his back. This single kick holds great power and shoots up masses of rock. Goku throws down the side of his fist, but Vegeta just about manages to evade the attack. Rolling to the side, he explodes back up to his feet and sprints off as fast as he can. He leaves a large dent in the ground and raises his eyebrows with surprise. He wasn't expecting this. His attack was just dodged. This hasn't really happened his whole life. He's always thought he was one of the fastest there ever was, however he might have just met his match. Vegeta launches a faraway ki blast, but Goku can perceive it and knock it away. He sprints again, landing an overhead right to Vegeta's jaw, followed up by a sweeping kick. Vegeta gets thrown down again but thrusts out both of his legs. Goku can't evade in this short time and gets hit by this attack. This is when Goku's glaring weakness starts to show, his durability. He coughs out blood after receiving that hit and is thrown off his feet. He gets launched in this arc-like shape and grunts upon contacting the ground. He writhes in pain, holding his gut in pain. Vegeta leaps down to him, coming down with a powerful kick. Goku coughs out more blood and uses his speed to just throw himself out the situation. Erupting with electricity, he flies away but notices one thing. Upon running away, the pain in his body grows manageable. Beyond that, it fades away into nothing. Goku catches an incoming punch, then dips under another. Vegeta doesn't want to give him any space to where he could recuperate and think. However, after about 15 seconds or so, Goku feels fine. His injuries are gone and he's grown stronger through the Saiyan Zenkai ability. His power level grows to about 9,000 since the injuries weren't exactly life-threatening. However, they were significant enough for this boost to be granted, and this also enhances his speed. Vegeta throws a punch, but Goku dodges it and can see several openings. He chooses one and lands a looping punch to the side of Vegeta's face. It lands with a loud, spine-chilling crack and Vegeta spins around before falling. He catches himself on his hands and starts to notice something. Vegeta can't even think of anything coherent right now. He's commanded by the emotion bubbling within him. How could this low-class Saiyan be hurting him like this? Raditz continues to watch from a distance though. He feels conflicted. His mission could be compromised if Vegeta is gone, and what is he going to do without his two closest comrades? However, he just saw Vegeta take out Nappa. What's going to stop him from getting killed if Vegeta wins? Shouldn't he be standing by his own brother? If he turns things around, he seems like the guy to accept him. Vegeta slowly stands, stumbling slightly before wiping his mouth. Blood. This only makes him more furious. He looks back up and stares Goku right in his eyes. However, Goku shows no fear. He darts forward and lands a clean punch before grabbing Vegeta's wrist and throwing him overhead and into the ground. Next, he stomps on his chest and kicks his chin to send him sliding away. With just that Zenkai, Goku can get the upper hand. Their speeds were relative before and Vegeta got given chances to strike Goku back. However, after his most recent Zenkai, that isn't the case. He's grown significantly faster and as a result is giving Vegeta a run for his money. Vegeta can see the classic red and gold lightning exploding out of Goku and he retreats in reaction. It's almost a reflex now. He has to gain as much distance from the Saiyan as he can. Soon Goku starts charging forward again and Vegeta knows he has no other option. Throwing up the fake moon, he allows himself to get clobbered. Goku has grabbed him and slammed him, but he can see his opponent just laughing. He looks at him with confusion before looking to the sky, the full moon in full effect. Goku never trained with Kami and so never had his tail permanently removed. It had been removed in the past when he was younger but always grew back. Therefore he is in great trouble. His eyes glow red, just like Vegeta's, but he looks like he's in a trance, just like Vegeta predicted. The four Saiyans all transform, with Raditz and Vegeta looking to be calm and controlled. Gohan and Goku though look like wild beasts. This is what Vegeta was hoping for and takes advantage of. He looks to Goku and almost taunts him. Goku bites this bait and charges in his direction. However, he turns toward Gohan, then rolls away to make the two beings fight. Gohan and Goku clash, with Gohan getting launched away. Goku's body is still connected to the Speed Force and amplifies his body to make him move way faster than he should. Goku clobbers his son with a punch, then throws down several manic ape-like strikes after he's fallen. The fight looks brutal, like a fight between bears. Both don't look bothered by pain and are trying their absolute hardest to kill one another. Vegeta and Raditz turn their attention to the humans still watching. As the Z fighters watch these mammoth beasts turn their red eyes toward them, they're terrified. Krillin begins to tremble with fear, but Tien shows his strength in this situation. "Work together everyone, that's all we can do," Tien explains, tightening his fists. Raditz throws down his fist, but all the fighters scatter to evade. His fist makes the ground quake while also making the humans shake from fear. He continuously looks around with bloodthirsty eyes, ready to claim his first victim. He swings the back of his hand toward Yamcha, but he flips over in evasion. Raditz continues this almost cat and mouse fight where he tries to trap these fighters, however they continue evading and are hard to hit since they're so small and nimble. Krillin slides under Raditz's legs and looks at his tail. He knows that the tail is the key to the Saiyan Suzaru form. If he wants to get Raditz out of this form, he must get rid of it. He lifts his hand overhead and the golden destructor disc starts spinning violently. It gives off its classic buzz and he chucks it right at the tail. He prays that he was precise and that luck is on his side. The disc slices his tail right off and begins Raditz's reversion back to his humanoid state. Now they can turn their attention to the much stronger Vegeta. He was almost on the sidelines cackling while watching this play out. However, after seeing Raditz is out of the fight, he steps in. This isn't going to be a challenge for the humans. No amount of calculation or teamwork can get them out of this. No human says a word as they all share this sentiment. Krillin simply gulps. They can see their impending deaths and feel powerless against it. Tien hastily looks back to Goku, who is still attacking an already defeated Gohan. He's covered in his own son's blood and then beats his chest. He roars vehemently, making the humans cover their ears. Upon turning, Tien watches Chaozu get kicked out of the air. He's killed on impact. A stream of blood follows his body as it flies past him, and Vegeta grabs Yamcha. Swooping him up, he squeezes with just one hand and destroys every bone in his body. He lets out a spine-chilling, blood-curdling scream before he's crushed. Tien and Krillin get showered in the blood of Yamcha's corpse. It really begins to set in then. Their lives come to an end now. Vegeta opens his hand to let Yamcha slip from his palm and looks dead set on the two remaining humans. He takes a massive stride and lifts his left arm. He's looking to swing the arm down, but the humans both hear a sound, a liberating sound. The crackling of electricity hailing from behind them. Goku charges forward toward Vegeta. He's found his new target. His first attack comes in the form of a grab, a powerful and primal grab. Vegeta's trained and slaughtered in this form. He knows how to use its perks. Therefore, he approaches this battle with control, fluidity and skill. However, that clashes with Goku's savageness, brutality and immense speed. The fur on Vegeta stands on end from Goku's electric output, giving him a more unkempt, animalistic look. Not only do his attacks hurt, but Vegeta can feel his aura. The effects aren't principally in the pain of the current, but in its effects on his muscles. He finds his muscles tensing up on him when he stays close to Goku for too long. Vegeta lands a textbook boxer-like punch, while Goku fires back with an ape-like swing to the top of his head. Vegeta's punch did damage, as he can see visible swelling above Goku's eye. However, the same can be said for Goku's attack. That isn't the end to the assault, however, and he swings down twice before Vegeta can evade. For every hit Vegeta throws, Goku throws multiple. Even if each hit hurts less, the total damage piles on. Vegeta ends up looking even more battered than Goku by the end of things. The issue is, Goku doesn't get mentally impaired by his afflictions. His beastly mind grants him little inhibition. Vegeta now has swelling eyes and is covered in grave agonizing gashes. The blood gets stuck in his fur, giving it a dark red colour. Goku clamps both of his large hands together and smashes the side of them into Vegeta's snout. He follows through with the attack and knocks Vegeta onto the ground. The fall is akin to an earthquake. Tien and Krillin literally lift off the ground. A cloud of brown and grey dust flies out from under the fallen Uzaru and droplets of blood fly out into the surrounding air. Goku pulls back both fists and releases all of his pent-up rage. He tightens his fists so much until they vibrate and roars to the sky with vehemence. His roar makes the ground quake just like Vegeta's fall. The humans can feel the sound reverberate through their whole bodies. Their shoulders can feel lighter now that their main threat is down. However, Goku isn't exactly on their side yet. It seems like he just attacks any moving thing in his vision. If they get looked at, they might meet their fates. However, the frightened Krillin gulps, pushing down his fears as well. He takes a slow but firm and bold step forward before hurling out his destructor disc. It slashes through Vegeta's tail, then he throws out another and aims it for Goku's tail. The latter has no reason to evade the attack. He has no conscious mind right now and isn't aware of the tail being the source to his primal power. It slices through the second tail like butter and both Saiyans revert to their ordinary states. Vegeta retains his grave injuries and rolls around in pain on the ground. Goku though looks totally fine. His skin is as clear and untouched as it was before the fight, and he seems totally fine mentally. His Speed Force abilities work to heal his wounds, and after that grueling fight he receives quite the Zenkai. The boost lifts his power level to 15,000, placing him far above Vegeta. With him significantly weakened as well, things are not looking good. Krillin paces toward Vegeta with rage and bloodthirst in his mind. This maniac killed so many of his closest friends. The warm blood of Yamcha still sticks to his skin and clothing. He showed no mercy, and now he'll do the same. He opens his eyes that exude his inner anger and turmoil, and he lifts his hand. However, Goku grabs his wrist before he can act. Krillin asks him what he's doing, almost in outburst. "I don't understand, we have him where we want him," Krillin shouts. "No, that's not the way," Goku replies. "I don't know if it's my selfish desire to face him again, but we shouldn't kill him. I'm stronger now, I'll take him down if he acts again," he comments. Krillin's body isn't in agreement. Almost out of reflex, he tugs at his hand to try and kill Vegeta anyway. Goku's words entered one ear and came out the other. Why would he let this guy survive? However, Goku's words soon resonate with him. Krillin can also sense his ki. He's grown significantly stronger. Therefore, he begrudgingly backs down and lets his arm just fall while staring at Vegeta frozen. "You're lucky, Vegeta, know that," Krillin shouts out. Vegeta gives no reply in response. The prince turns and runs off with his tail between his legs. The conflict is over. Peace has returned to Earth, but at what cost? Goku turns and sees the fallen Yamcha in a mangled form that sends a chill down his spine. Now he sees why Krillin was so adamant on killing him. That Vegeta lacked remorse. He brutally killed his own friend and left Yamcha in this state. Behind him though, he hears a certain person. He wonders who this is, as Tien and Krillin are beside him. There stands Raditz, holding the side of his arm. Krillin's destructor disc had cut through his tail, then also cut through his arm. There's a deafening silence between the two. Krillin knows Raditz didn't cause them as much harm and he doesn't seem as hostile right now. However, he was Vegeta's friend, partner in crime. "Why aren't you leaving with him?" Krillin asks. The humans can sense his ki and have surpassed him. Therefore, the tone of his voice holds no fear or passiveness. What, just for me to get killed as well? That makes a lot of sense to them. Vegeta doesn't seem like the best person to be around. Raditz takes those words and starts to think over them more deeply. After the destruction of planet Vegeta, he started to feel alienated from those around him. Vegeta and Nappa were around him, but he felt like a burden to them. Saiyans take power very seriously and believe that weaker people are not just weaker but lesser, inferior. As Vegeta grew stronger, he grew further estranged from them as they continuously mocked him and looked down on him. Here these other people, his own brother, are doing the same to him. Physical distance from them only illustrates this loneliness to him further. He hasn't been close to anyone in so long. Once he realizes what he's thinking about, his demeanor changes and his face loses its sadness and neutrality. He scrunches his eyebrows and tightens his fists. "You're all lucky to even be alive," he roars, before storming past the group and flying off. Tien, Krillin and Goku just watch him as he flies off. Goku feels bad for just letting him go. It's in his pure heart. However, Tien and Krillin feel they've done the right thing and hold no remorse. The quiet bubbling of the healing chamber can be heard alongside a low digital buzzing sound. Within the chamber is Prince Vegeta, still and with his eyes closed. However, his mind is just as active as it always has been. He feels humiliation, rage, defeat. All of these emotions bubble and mix together to make him bloodthirsty. He can't wait to get his chance to slaughter Kakarot once he's out this chamber. Deep under all this rage and intense emotion grows this spark. Vegeta senses it and isn't sure what it is. This small spark resembles almost an ember of energy. It feels similar to ki but isn't, it's something else. Vegeta tries to imagine what this power looks like and sees nothing but this small red light. It flows like a flame but is circular and resembles a star. He opens his eyes that are glowing red. The bubbling of the green liquid intensifies then turns into more of a sizzling effervescence. His muscles tense up and grow more vascular. Shouting, he breaks the entire chamber, causing green liquid to spray out onto the floor. He doesn't fall but lands, and can see red and black lightning crackling around his body. His sclera darkens to black, and he smiles. "Looks like I've gained your power, Kakarot," Vegeta whispers. The power here isn't the speed force, but the opposite, the negative speed force. The group get afflicted with immense pain and guilt. There might be peace, but they've still lost those closest to them. They have to figure out a way to get their people back. Krillin comes up with the idea of them heading to Namek. If Kami came from that place, then there could be others with their own Dragon Balls there too. Therefore, they find Kami's ship and are on their way soon after. During this time, Goku can just meditate and strengthen his connection to the Speed Force. Each day the connection grows and it makes him literally faster and stronger. Without throwing a single punch, his power level is still increasing. The group soon arrive on Namek and suppress their power levels to not draw suspicion. They get met by a group of Frieza soldiers and Krillin is all they need to sort them out. He speed blitzes one and knocks them out with a single strike. This power strikes fear into the remaining soldiers, their confidence fades in a flash. It's not before those other two are down as well. The group remain as a unit and begin their search for the Dragon Balls. Across the planet, Vegeta has arrived. His desire for immortality has not faded, and with this new power has come a great goal: to defeat Frieza. His Zenkai has given him a power level of 24,000 and he feels on top of the world. However, that's not all that fuels his confidence. After leaving planet Frieza 79, he's starting to feel the effects of the negative speed force. His mind moves tens of times faster and so does his body. The speed force boosts his power level up further to 33,000, making him a true beast. He stands on the lush grass of Namek and faces his former rival, Kui. The arrogant Frieza soldier reads his power level and chuckles. "Looks like you haven't gotten any stronger since you were younger," Kui replies, with contempt and arrogance. Vegeta cannot help but laugh at this. How naive can one be? He doesn't say a word and merely speaks with his strength. His hair begins to flow and the air around him begins flowing as well. Then there is this crackle of dark red energy. His irises don their red glow, with his sclera turning black. 33,000, Kui utters with great fear. The prince can't hide his humour at his mood change. After being defeated by Goku, this makes him feel quite a bit better. Kui wants to test this out. Maybe his scouter is just broken. Yeah, his scouter. So he begins the attack. As he advances, Vegeta can perceive every small movement he makes, every muscle contraction, every micro movement, every twitch of his eyes. It doesn't seem slower to him per se, but it's just that he can see it. Kui throws his punch and notices Vegeta erupting in this dark aura of lightning. It even cuts open one of his knuckles upon striking it. Vegeta resultingly receives ample time to evade. He not only evades the punch but watches it whip past him. Then he shifts his mind toward attack. Once he looks at Kui, he finds almost too many openings. He can't choose how to punch him. He chooses for a vicious strike to his neck and snaps his neck in two. Kui coughs out blood from his vocal cords getting crushed, then falls to the ground. After his neck was snapped in two, he was left paralysed. His arms and body fall totally stiff. All he can do is look up at Vegeta with fear and mercy. His fate is now in his hands. Vegeta stares over him and smiles. Kui is begging for mercy from the wrong person. He stomps on his head and leaves a terrible, nauseating scene. His smile remains firm and steady even when staring at Kui's destroyed body. He wipes his bloody shoes and feels no remorse. Instead, he feels accomplishment and pride. Vegeta might be an evil person now, but there's another factor at play. The negative speed force is not just empowering him but also corrupting his mind, bringing out all of the darkness within, slowly but steadily. Goku and Gohan go in a duo and find themselves facing Frieza directly. These two have no clue who he is but can sense an incredibly powerful ki from him. Therefore, they can't just jump in and hurt their chances at reviving their friends. From what they're seeing, he likely wouldn't show them mercy either. However, Gohan's righteousness and uncontrollable anger gets the best of him. He shouts and speeds down there, going in to attack Dodoria. Since Gohan is significantly stronger in this timeline, he knocks out Dodoria for a good few seconds. "Run," Goku roars, arriving by his son's side. He grabs him while using his body and current aura as shields. Zarbon attempted to catch them with the Ki Blast, but Goku is gone before he can hit him. The Ki Blast soars under his body, then he flies right after him. However, the speedy Saiyan is impossible to catch. After every passing moment, the distance between the two only continues to increase. He stays on his tail for a short while. He is determined. There's no need to fight a losing battle though, and he grinds to a halt. His job isn't over since his chase was on Frieza's orders. He's going to have to catch this Saiyan anyway. Zarbon looks back to make sure Frieza isn't in the vicinity, before sighing, then tracking the escapees down again. Vegeta flies off after defeating Kui and finds himself looking at Dodoria. He's going to be his next target. The prince feels on top of the world after his recent power boost. Nothing scares him, most certainly not Dodoria. Upon looking at the flying warrior, he only thinks of all the disdain and contempt Dodoria has shown him. This is how he'll in his respect, inflicting great pain on him in his last moments. "Greetings, Dodoria," Vegeta shouts before speeding forward. He was simply too far for Dodoria to hear him at first, but he can see the red-black light approaching him. Dodoria stops with fright, then Vegeta smiles upon slowing down in front of him. "What are you doing here? Frieza has been searching for you after you went rogue," Dodoria says authoritatively. Vegeta just looks at him and gives no response. "Alright then, I'll just bring you in," Dodoria says, turning to him. Vegeta doesn't look to be giving in. "Look, there's a reason I'm Frieza's right-hand man, Vegeta. Don't fight a battle you know you can't win." Vegeta smirks. Dodoria is without a scouter and this leaves him dangerously ignorant. He doesn't know what he's getting himself into. He shoots ahead in flight, aiming to grab and restrain the Saiyan. However, Vegeta slips past his fist with a few crackles of electricity being generated in the process. Then he punches him in his head and follows with a double drop kick aimed at the side of his head. This next attack is totally brutal. He holds nothing back and leaves Dodoria's head in a similarly brutal state to Whis. This second hit is fatal and sounds like a gunshot. With his immense speed comes a great explosive strength. Vegeta's laughter continues. This is something else. Across the planet, Zarbon lands ahead of a certain cave. He believes this is where the Saiyans ran off to, but can't be so sure. The scene is totally quiet, almost eerily quiet. This is what draws him in. He takes a single light step that causes echoes in the surrounding cave. No reactionary sound. However, you can see this odd building that's almost been etched into the cave walls. He's found his target. Out of nowhere, something bursts out the building, but before he can perceive this, he's already been punched. Zarbon fires through a wall of this cave and knocks out a large chunk of rock from his collision. "What did you do?" he asks, furious. His head is stinking badly and Goku hits him with a side kick swiftly after. The second hit is strong and as a result is crippling. He falls and holds his stomach, groaning in pain. Goku pleads for him to just leave him alone, but Zarbon does not comply. Out of nowhere, he lifts a hand and fires a close-up ki blast. However, Goku has the time to step out the way and evade before stepping back to his original position. Zarbon just gasps out of surprise. He launches another ki blast, but he dodges yet again. His speed is almost overwhelming. If Zarbon isn't willing to transform here, there'll be very little that he could do. The larger soldier lifts and just charges at Goku. In the process, he takes a swift combination of punches onto his person. He firms the impact of these strikes and manages to use his size to grab Goku and slam him into a nearby rock wall. Now with Goku's power level at 15,000, he gets seriously hurt by this. He can feel something crack in his back and grunts in pain. He grits his teeth from the impact and the rocks come crumbling down. Inside their little capsule home, Krillin even has to use his ki abilities to shield Bulma and Dende from the incoming boulders. Goku rolls and rolls away, feeling this heavy, debilitating pain in his back. He wants to stay down and just sulk in the pain. The very thought of trying to continue fighting scares him, however he knows that he must. There are people here that cannot protect themselves. It's not like he can't do anything. He has speed that no one else has. All he has to do is not get hit at all. This thought is the fuel to his dying embers. This is what gives him the strength in his legs again. He pushes off and up, before erupting with lightning. He charges towards Zarbon, then zips around him. In this moment, it's almost like he vanishes. Zarbon looks startled, taking a cautionary step back. As he does this, he almost walks into Goku's incoming hit. He lands a strong, heavy punch to the back of his head. It's almost like the sound of metal hitting metal from the burny impact. This knocks Zarbon right onto his stomach and the job is done. A slight breeze washes over the Saiyan that stands over him and he stands with pride and achievement. Seconds later though, the adrenaline starts to fade and his mind is brought back to the pain he feels. A small cloud of dust flies out as his knees harshly hit the grass below, then those in the fallen rock mountain come rushing out to console him. Dende offers to heal him, but before he can, Goku has already healed himself. After his battle with Vegeta, he's unlocked the power of healing. This is through the Speed Force. His body simply works at a way greater speed than an ordinary Saiyan, and as a result, it grants him a healing factor. Outside his group of companions, there is an incoming spark of light. It looks like light, but it's very dark in nature. It's almost like this hole in the sky. It keeps growing larger until it resembles the silhouette of a figure, Vegeta. He looks the same, but the look in his eyes is different, more sinister, more lifeless. Kakarot, the prince, vehemently screams. When he sees his face, all he sees is loss, defeat, inferiority. Traits that he will crush with his new abilities. "What are you doing? How did you get here?" Kakarot asks. "I would be asking you the same thing, but I'm not bothered. There's another reason why I'm here," he shouts. Goku knows what he's on about there. There's something coming his way. Vegeta charges at him with a speed he hasn't seen from anyone before. No, that isn't true. This speed, this aura, he's seen it from himself. Both fighters are hit with great surprise once Goku catches his adversary's fist. They've both met their match. However, Vegeta's power level is higher. Once Goku catches this one, he simply gets hit in the jaw with the next. Since his overall power level is higher, it grants him far greater speed. Not only that, but the energy behind his fist is significantly greater. Vegeta lands another, then another. The third drops the Saiyan and makes the world start moving around him. Is this how it's going to be? He's going to lose. No matter how fast Goku is, he just can't bridge that gap. His connection to the Speed Force is greater, but he can't make miracles. Goku falls, and that looks to be his last fall. He doesn't move an inch and looks dead already. He's hanging on by a thread, but beyond that, there's little hope. In this infinite blackness that you can see is another infinity, almost this center or spark of light that surrounds him, the blanket that warms him, the energy that heals him. Vegeta can soon see the wounds on his person fading away. It's happening slowly, but he knows something is going on. In a few seconds, the wounds seal up completely. He springs up to his feet and looks like a new man. His clothes are tattered and beat up, but under such clothing is a vigorous, healthy body. Vegeta's shock fades soon though. A Zenkai won't help him win. Goku's power level has increased drastically from 15,000 to 31,000. After being brought to the brink of death, his body has been invigorated and strengthened. Goku springs at his adversary, assailing him with a vicious slam. Vegeta stumbles back a little stunned. He was expecting to anticipate and dodge that incoming attack, but he could not. The low-class Saiyan has gone faster. Vegeta swings out for a hook, but Goku dips under and comes looping over with a punch to the face. He doesn't stop there and follows through with an elbow to his jaw. His attacks possess this viciousness and brutality that isn't normally seen in Goku, however he realizes the severity of the current situation. Vegeta catches him with a lead hook as he advances, but Goku claps back. With Goku's greater speed, the two almost work as equals. Additionally, with their lower power levels compared to their speed, it makes the fight far bloodier. The fighters simply can't take what they dish out. A single punch from Vegeta makes Goku cough out blood, but he grabs Vegeta by both sides of his head and lands a vicious headbutt. He snaps Vegeta's nose with this impact and leads blood to gush out his nose. The two then distance themselves. They need to take time to have a break and basically just recuperate. However, this is Vegeta's biggest mistake in this whole fight. Goku is injured still and his power level rises to 55,000, a massive jump. Vegeta is starting to question himself. No, there's no need to. There's no chance that he'll lose. He's the most powerful Saiyan that's ever lived. He's the prince that was destined to rule over them all as their supreme paramount leader. Their heightened emotions, their rage, all reaches a climax here. Goku has been brought close to death and as a result has entered this survival fight or flight mode. The two Saiyans charge at each other with everything they have. For everyone else, it's done in the blink of an eye, but feels like ages to the warriors. They can perceive every single muscle contraction every microsecond. There's a bright flash of light as the counteracting Speed Force auras collide. Their electricity lightens up and goes wild. Goku still stands with his arm extended, but Vegeta has fallen to the ground. A thin cloud of dust lifts up as he lands. Goku has taken the win. He stumbles down to a knee and is immediately helped up by his friends. Once he wakes up, the Speed Force does the heavy lifting and he feels pretty fine shortly after. He doesn't receive another Zenkai, but with this new power level and his immense speed, he's become an almost totally new threat. The prince slowly wakes up, still seeing in this hazy blur. It feels like a dream of sorts. However, he slowly comes back to his senses. Krillin sees him wake up and rushes toward him. Lifting a hand, he creates his buzzing, deadly destructor disc. "I'm not letting you stop me this time, Goku. This guy should not get another chance," Krillin insists. Throwing down his disc, it breaks apart into a cloud of energetic dust. Looking back to Goku, he can see his arm extended and pointing at the fallen Saiyan. "Vegeta, you best get out of here. Don't force me to do something I don't want to." Silence befalls the two for a time. Vegeta might seem still on the outside, but thoughts, emotions continue to fly around in his head. One part of him wants to get up and let loose, to end Goku's life. However, the other side of him afflicts the other with the harsh reality that he cannot. He lost fair and square. Vegeta shouts vehemently, making Goku lift his arms in preparation. He assumes he's going to try fighting. However, he repeatedly bangs the ground. Cracks scurry out from below his fists and the ground quakes from each intense impact. However, he suddenly stops like nothing happened. Following that, he lifts and rushes off. He's gone in a flash and the Earthlings are left on their own again. "Why again?" Krillin simply replies. His eyes have opened wide with anger and fear. The fury from Vegeta left him frozen with a chill down his spine. "I'm not sure." Goku is pure of heart, but now it feels like he's done something wrong. He doesn't know why exactly, but felt a different presence within Vegeta. Not something bad and immoral, something dark and evil. All he can hope is pray he hasn't made the wrong decision. So that will conclude the second part to what if Goku had the Speed Force. Please tell me something you liked about this part or something that I should improve on for the next one. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.